And then I believe on the 11th we have E-Rock. Check our social media on Twitter at Wrestling with E for information on upcoming interviews as well. Alright, now that we're done putting ourselves over, it was not a great day for wrestling, as we lost an Attitude Era legend and Draws. Darren Adrian Drozdoff, also known as Puke, passed away, I believe, yesterday. Um, he was 54, and it honestly just sucks. No, Scooter?
Yeah, this one is um, especially uh, difficult because of well, it's both difficult and it and it's a bit of it's a bit endearing as
Bittersweet.
well. Yeah, given the circumstances. Um,
Right. I believe he started his WWE career uh, teaming with Hawk and Animal as Puke. Um,
the, mhm. Yep, that is true. Uh, his first appearance, there was no promotion for it. Um, I don't exactly remember where Animal was, uh, but uh, his Raw debut uh, was when Hawk introduced him. Animal might have been there. I just might have forgotten that. But he just said, "Pew!" I'm sorry. I'm trying to do my best Hawk impersonation. I can't do that with the way my throat is right now. But so weird though. See, wait, this guy's name is Puke. Uh, all right. Can we? My first thought was, can we get Bastion Booger back?
Puke and Booker? Yeah.
Oh, and then we had Rhea Ripley to that stable.
Oh,
Puke,
okay.
Booger, Rhea.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
um, Draws born and bred in New Jersey. 3 seasons with the Jets, the Eagles, and the Broncos, one after the other. That's a heck of a uh, you know, accomplishment. Of course, he gained a measure of notoriety and his nom de guerre, his nickname, uh, after vomiting on television during a Monday Night Football game. I don't know if you've seen the film The Replacements with Keanu Reeves uh, about a football strike. Uh, there is a scene where a player throws up on field. It gets picked up by the camera. That scene was actually written by a Darren Drozdov fan. Uh, uh, After that, though, this was 92, early 90s. Vomiting on the field became a superstition for him, a good luck charm. Yeah,
That would try in the 23, I would say, with, COVID and everything.
it almost didn't fly then, as he would reportedly uh, be asked to see a psychiatrist for chronic vomiting. I mean, there are addictions to everything. And yes, vomiting is one, but that's associated with negative behaviors. vomiting is a positive behavior. That's another topic for another show. Uh,
Wrestling with
uh,
Robin coming this
yeah,
week Mondays to YouTube and Castbox.
uh, Drozdov did start out on the independent wrestling circuit uh, under the ring names of Drazi King Lake, Darren Ripping Yarns Lexingham, and DD Death Dude. I'm not making that up. DD Death. I don't know how that's supposed to be said. Um, in, ni- in 97, and why do I not remember any of this? Droz was actually the first superstar to lead an invasion of another company, as he, along with Lance Wright, Brackus, Doug Furtis, and Phil LaFawn, showed up in ECW at random points from 1997 to 1998, which is weird enough because his official debut in the WWF is listed as 1998.
I mean, WWE had a working relationship with ECW at the time, so.
Yes, that is true. But he wasn't exactly puke during that time.
I believe that one of the most notable things from his career wasn't even technically in the ring. It was the Beyond the Mat VHS, the documentary, where Vince McMahon
Mm-hmm.
said, "You make movie pals," and then he put a bucket in front of Draws and said, "Puke, puke! Oh my god! Oh my god, he's puking!"
Yep, that is true. He would. He debuted May 25th, 1998. Part of the Legion of Doom. Road Warrior Hawk. Road Warrior Animal. Road Warrior Puke? Okay. Hey, the fans liked it. So, he wrestled some dark matches. Before that, on Shotgun. He was one of the competitors in the infamous Brawl for All tournament and made it to the semifinals before losing to Bradshaw, aka JBL. Draws involved in a. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was saying it's impressive because it was, that was a shoot fight. Those were shoot
Yep.
fights.
Oh, yeah. Draws was then brought into the angle involving Road Warrior Hawk's battle with alcoholism. Animal had seen Hawk as unfit, and Draws basically replaced Hawk. This led to Draws being portrayed as the enabler of Hawk's alcoholism, and that he had actually dosed Hawk to take his place. And of course, then there was that infamous angle with Hawk and Draws on top of the Titantron, where it was implied that Draws pushed Hawk. The feud would end in the UK, oddly enough, when Animal and Draws took on the Headbangers at Capital Carnage. And God, let me see if I'm making sense of this. They LOD lost. Animal and Drozdov and start fighting, and that's it. He's out of the Legion of Doom. He's one of the first people to have a reality skit called Draw's World, and just capitalizing on the rise of popularity of MTV's The Real World at the time. He turned heel, built a stable of wrestlers that revolved around his lifestyle, which was basically all about piercing and drugs, but drugs were never mentioned on TV. Of course, that's where we got Prince Albert, aka Giant Bernard, aka Lord Tensai, aka Matt Bloom, aka not the father of Von Wagner. He would compete at the '99 Royal Rumble, where he was eliminated by Mabel, aka Viscera. Droz and Albert, they would compete at SummerSlam in a tag team, one of the first tag team turmoil matches, I believe. Droz was PWI's in the PWI 500 in 1999 at spot 142.
I mean,
Droz it.
I mean, he wasn't exactly, he didn't win any championships in his career, but it feels like everybody at that time in WWE, they mattered, and everybody had a storyline. Everybody was doing something. And yeah, he didn't win a championship. Maybe he didn't wrestle Stone Cold. He didn't main event. But you can't take away that he was a superstar, no?
He absolutely was. Of course, 1999 was a tumultuous year for the WWE. Droz's career would unfortunately come to an unfortunate grinding halt after that infamous match with D'Lo Brown, which
Powerbomb, right?
Yep, it was a power bomb, or is it a? Yep, running power bomb. Yep, running power bomb. Yep. This was on October 5th, 1999, and it happened in my backyard at the Nassau Coliseum, Long Island. That's when they taped on Tuesdays and aired on Thursdays.
Yeah.
This had occurred just 5 months after the unfortunate passing of Owen Hart. Droz had stated he was wearing a loose shirt during the match, a factor which contributed to the accident. When Brown attempted his signature running powerbomb, he was not able to gain proper grip on Droz, as Droz was unable to execute a proper jump to aid in the lifting into the powerbomb position. Droz landed on his head and fractured 2 vertebrae in his neck. He was rushed to Nassau County Medical Center. Hours of surgery to reduce and stabilize the pressure. It was not aired to fans, the match and the actual injury happening. However, footage of him being taken to a hospital on a stretcher has been seen in those WWE Don't Try This at Home public service announcements, which the audience was 50-50 on that.
Right.
Even with intensive medical care, the injury left him a quadriplegic with essentially no move below the neck. He would go on to regain movement in his upper body and arms afterwards. And this is the most important thing out of this. Droz stated multiple times that he has no animosity towards D'Lo Brown. This Droz understands understood it was an accident. Uh, D'Lo Brown, unfortunately, still beats himself up to this day whenever
Yeah,
somebody asks him about it. Which, if you've seen Dark Side of the Ring, Draws was a frequent guest during a number of the Attitude Era related episodes. In fact, he was subject of not an entire episode, but a segment. It's part of the Legion of the Road Warriors episode. Um,
I mean, he did. Unfortunately, that was the end of his career. But from what I heard, he had like a fantastic wheelchair that allowed him to literally do whatever he wanted and have a good quality of life. And I believe he's what, like 20 years in that situation.
uh,
And
14. Wait,
so,
no, 24 years, quarter of a
24
century almost.
years. And I believe, and I even believe WWE, helped him with that as well. So, I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks how his career ended, but I don't feel like his story is, a negative one. I feel like
No,
it is a positive that, even after, he overcame that adversity and he was able to have a good quality of life despite it.
uh, absolutely. Draws basically had a, a, a job for as long as he wanted. When he came back, he would work for the WWE as a writer and a columnist following his accident, writing articles and essays for WWF, WWE.com. As he became a recurring guest on WWE Bite This, the internet show before internet shows, where you actually had to dial a phone.
Yep.
Uh,
But,
he also did predictions as well. As we've said, yet he appears on the Life and Death of the Road Warriors DVD. Uh, 2007 was named honorary captain for the Maryland Terrapins football game against Villanova college football, in case anybody's wondering. The Brawl for All episode as well. Uh, he was married to seamstress Julie Youngberg. He was hoping he would be able to walk her down the aisle. Unfortunately, that did not come to be. They would divorce in 2005. But when he was injured, he required 24-hour in-home care. Absolutely, that's for some. Having worked in homes with people of that community, it's intense. But because of that, and because of the support from WWE, he was able to regain a degree of independence with his on his life. And James, you mentioned uh, the wheelchair. It was actually uh, it was custom made to be uh, built like a tank, um, and it was designed by his college friend, the creator of the Under Armour clothing brand, Kevin Plank.
oh wow.
Draws was 54 years young and will never, never ever be forgotten by wrestling fans.
without a doubt. It's bitter. It is somewhat bittersweet, in a way. Obviously, an Attitude Era legend. Um, but it sucks, but it's kind of okay in the same breath because I'm just gonna stop talking now. Thoughts and prayers go out to the friends and family. Our deepest condolences from everyone here at Wrestling.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.